poetry. Sometimes the words are too heavy. That's why I don't write a novel, not even a short story anymore. They would become a burden, like two stone plates in Moses' hands, commands that will prescribe our lives for centuries. So I write poems with short lines. If they become too long, I cut them in slices. Easy. Like this. Despite the short lines, I can feel how words flow through my veins like a liquid concrete and start hardening. I have a lot of poems that I wrote, love poems, but I wrote only a few about my family or family members, so I decided to read those tonight. The first one is more general, Around My Neck. A gastarbeiter from Canada visits the poor relatives and brings strange gifts. You don't forget us, my aunt says, covering me with smoochy kisses. She sees a young girl in me playing with the cousins. Still, she comes out of the pantry with a hesitant smile, holding a tray in her shaky hands, with candied figs and glass of water, to welcome a guest. I take a spoonful of sweet fruit. The figs are difficult to swallow. It is not easy to grind 30 years. I keep them in my mouth for days and months. A visitor, a passerby, but someone who ran up and down the narrow streets more times than anyone can count, every time with bigger and deeper footprint. The village is different now, with new streets and new buildings, internet cafes and fancy restaurants. Some parts are stubbornly unchanged. Old women still wash their husbands' shirts and socks, the white bed sheets and tablecloth on the hot wells at the bottom of the hill, and spread them over flat rocks to dry. I take off my sandals, roll up my pants, and walk barefoot through a red dust of Macedonian soil. It is painfully hot. I burn my feet so that I carry the scars longer than the air flight across the ocean. The church is empty, but open any time of the day. I instinctively go left, the right side being for men. A sharp smell of frankincense fills my lungs. Thick walls keep the space refreshingly cold. I breathe in deeply to carry the heavy smell that made me sick when I was a child. Now I treasure it in my nostrils so that it benumbs me at night when I'm thousands of kilometers away. You always come back. You don't forget us, she repeats, as if my memory of them gives life a purpose, as if my returns confirm their humanness. Little people with little wishes, lost in a big, big world that doesn't care, mummified in a moment of eons. Who will measure out the greatness of a heart? Who will weigh a wish for happiness of the other? Who will gouge a joy that brings a smile? I keep the sweet taste, the warmth, and the scent of my childhood locked in my body, framed around my neck as a medallion. How can I forget? How can I forget myself?